At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Welcome in. It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live from downtown Chicago each and every day. We are on the air until 3 Eastern, hanging out with you. It's a Friday. All calls welcome on a Friday with Bleck and Abdalla. You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. You know what, Abdalla? It does feel like a summer Friday. The vibes here in downtown Chicago, walking to work today, it feels, think about it. We could have two champions crowned over the weekend in hockey and in basketball. The World Cup is taking place. Started up yesterday. Team Mexico gets a win in their first match. The U.S. men's national team plays later on tonight. It feels like a summer Friday as we get things kicked off here on the show.
It is a summer Friday.
It feels like
it doesn't need to feel like it.
But I'm telling you, sometimes it doesn't feel right. It feels right.
It is a summer Friday. There's something in the air now that the World Cup has started. There's elation in the air now that there's something else going on. There's a tournament.
There's something to pay attention to in the background.
I love the feel of a tournament. High leverage sports going on all the time. Like the grind of a baseball season is always there. No, it is. It is.
I love how you bring up soccer to then trash baseball.
I'm not trashing it, but we know
You're offending a lot of people.
I'm not trashing it. I'm not
from
trashing
coast to
it.
coast who love baseball.
I'm not trashing it, but we know the grind of 162. Like you're never totally like upset by one loss or elated by one win, right? Like you're not. But with the World Cup, this is an entire
yes.
And now you got all these extra teams that we don't need. We got all these extra teams. It's great. I love it. More soccer.
All these extra teams we don't need.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. We don't.
Why include more?
We don't.
Adam Abdalla, 2026.
I mean, FIFA. Come on, man. What are we doing here?
Limit participation. All right, so this is why I want
You want to hand out trophies left and right?
No, I agree. It's the largest World Cup to date, and some of it's unnecessary.
It's the biggest.
So we will we'll discuss that lightly as we go throughout the show. You know, we have 3 hours, and Raj is going to keep us on the track. You and I are pumped for the World Cup.
Not today.
But
World Cup day 2. You can't stop us today, Raj.
See, there you go. Especially a day that our country, the U.S. men's national team, has a match later on this evening in Los Angeles.
Well, they might actually win.
That's true.
Look at that.
I wanted to start with this, though. The New York Knicks, on Saturday night, have a chance to win a championship in the NBA for the first time since 1973. Now, if we go back to Game 4, the epic collapse from the Spurs, the great comeback from the Knicks. You were not here yesterday with it. Jeff Schwartz filled in for you. Did a great job. We love hanging out with Jeff Schwartz. Your initial reaction to the Knicks coming back, winning the game, and now they are one win away from winning the NBA championship tomorrow night.
I mean, what an epic meltdown by the Spurs. That's the only way to put it. I'm not going to take away anything from what the Knicks did and never giving up and not, packing it in for the night. And what we usually see from teams in the playoffs in this situation and just saying, hey, we'll live to fight another day. We've got a 2-1 lead. Like this is, we're in the driver's seat in this situation, right? Like it's not the end of the world. But they took it upon themselves to say, let's fight. I was listening in and out yesterday to you and Schwartz, while I was doing some things in and out of the car. And you said
I was doing some
things, right?
Being vague about what I was doing.
I was moving. And so I was, making some runs back and forth.
How did it go? Was it okay?
It was good. My back hurts a little bit. Yeah.
Smooth move?
Back hurts a little bit.
Well, that's why you pay people, so your back doesn't hurt.
I did. And I still had to move some things,
It's amazing how much you have to move
you
yourself.
You still have to move things yourself, even though you pay people. Yeah.
And I only speak to this because over a 8-year period, my wife, we moved 6 times in 8 years. And
that's disgusting.
Yeah.
I see. We're complete opposites.
No, I know.
I haven't moved. This is the first time I've moved in 14 years.
Yeah.
And it made me realize why I'm not doing again.
It sucks.
For 14 more years.
Man.
Like, it's the worst.
But what you realize is because you're paying movers, you have to be the, manager of the movers and the, coach of the movers to be like, all right, guys, let's go.
I'm paying you by the hour.
We're doing
Come
this.
on, man.
Come on, let's. And then, the more you can help the movers, the quicker they are, and the less you have to pay because the less amount of time.
It was also super hot and sticky, and I'm handing out waters. I'm trying to help the guys out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work, even if you pay someone to be your movers. Of course.
So I heard you give the reason why you think the turnaround happened and the hard foul by Victor Wembanyama on Karl Anthony Towns and how that kind of shifted the momentum. And I couldn't disagree with you more.
Wow.
I couldn't. The turning point was when the Wu-Tang Clan came out at halftime and performed Cream and performed a medley of their hits.
Yes,
and
that's
you
what
cannot
turned it.
come back from the Wu-Tang Clan playing your arena to a sold-out crowd, the intimidation factor that the Spurs felt by Raekwon, by everybody, by all the present members, because as I told you 2 days ago, it's hard to get them all. They were not all there. All of them were not present. I don't know how many of them were there because it was dark in that arena, but they were not all there. I think I counted like 6 of them that were there. They were not all there.
Okay.
So still, it was tough to come back from that environment. And I think that the Frenchman, Victor Wembanyama, did not know that the ruckus was brought to him.
No.
That I can't say it on the radio, the effing ruckus was brought to him by New York, and he felt the power of the Wu-Tang Clan, the Shaolin, the Shadow Boxers were brought to him, the Masters. And then the epic meltdown did happen. And what you did see is I don't know what's going to happen in Game 5 because we saw the Cavs in this situation wilt. Like they did not recover and it happened for them in Game 1. Like they packed it in the rest of the series. It didn't look like they showed up for Games 2, 3, or especially Game 4. And they were at home for Games 3 or 4. Now, the advantage the Spurs have is Game 5 is back in San Antonio. So they get to go home. It is that they are down 3-1. The only team to ever come back from being down 3-1 are the 2016 Cavs that came back down against the Warriors.
Yeah.
The Knicks are obviously in the driver's seat. Now, on this side,
I believe that's the same series where Draymond was suspended for Game 5 because he kicked LeBron in the lower region, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and he missed that game. He had to see. Wasn't he in an arena? He was in like an arena across the street or something like that.
Yeah. And that's like what swung the momentum of the series and the ability to come back. Yeah, I mean, what you're referring to before you started saying what turned around everything in the vibes inside Madison Square Garden with Wu-Tang performing at halftime. I think third quarter, 9:27 left of the third quarter, Wemby got called for the flagrant foul where he lifted his arm, he elbowed Karl Anthony Towns in the face. Mm-hmm. It's a flagrant. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. It was accidental, but it was a flagrant. And what I think took place at that moment is Wembanyama stopped attacking, he stopped being physical, and he got scared because what is now in front of the Spurs is not only do they face a game where they can lose and the Knicks will win the championship, but they are facing a situation where if they do win and Wembanyama gets one more flagrant foul, he will be suspended for a game. He's accrued enough flagrant points to this point here in the postseason that one more flagrant point, so that's either a flagrant 1 or 2, will push him over the 4-point threshold, and he would then get a suspension for 1 game.
Yeah.
So now, because this is what I think is impactful to this conversation, I think that foul was accidental. It was not something he was intending to do. He was not trying to elbow Karl Anthony Towns in the face. And what I think took place at that moment is the entire team around Wembanyama, I'm guessing they were alerted to this situation, right? Because I'm sure the Spurs coaching staff alerted Wembanyama like, hey, one more flagrant foul, you're going to be out for a game.
Yeah.
Okay. Wembanyama completely changed his approach to the match, to the game, right? Like the way he approached it for the rest of the third quarter, he was out by the 3-point line. When he would go into the paint, he was timid. He wasn't as aggressive offensively as he was earlier in the game. Remember, he was taking on Robinson one-on-one, pointing to his head after he got the layup, and then after Robinson got called for the elbow to the face. Like he was talking trash. And it feels like, to me, watching, that the Spurs took a step back in their overall team aggressiveness when Wemby got that flagrant foul called with 9:27 left in the third quarter, because they're all aware of it. That even if they win, like, good luck. We're not gonna win a game against the Knicks without Wemby. So I think watching it, that felt like to me a moment where the Spurs started shooting more threes. Yeah. They weren't making them. They weren't as aggressive in the paint. And Wembanyama, when he was down low in the paint around the basket, he wasn't as physically aggressive as he usually is because he sometimes just being bigger than everyone else, he can't control it. I'm not making an excuse for him, but he can't control it. And he does acquire foul, like he gets fouls sometimes that look more aggressive than maybe a normal player fouling someone else would look because of his size. And then all you have to do is twirl your finger and they go review it. And if they deem it a hostile act or whatever, or if it's above the neck, it's going to be a flagrant.
Well, everything he does is above the neck too, because like he said, of his height.
Now, and the one last thing I would add to that is for Knicks fans screaming about what took place with Brunson, it's like, okay, in game 3, yes, he shoved Brunson in the back of the head. I will still maintain the fact that Brunson's the one that made contact with him first, trying to set an illegal screen.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to call anything, don't call anything on either player and just let it be. But if you thought that was a flagrant foul, you got your flagrant here on Karl Anthony Towns taking the elbow to the face. You watched that 100 times. It was accidental contact.
Yeah.
And it
definitely
wasn't
looked accidental.
aggressive.
But I also think that going into tonight, you can't play scared.
You can't, but they looked scared in the fourth quarter, in the third quarter of game 4.
I also think that they were playing scared at the end of game 4 and while that lead was slipping away, but you can't play that way tonight. I think they were playing scared and cautious, thinking that lead had no chance of slipping away. Like they're like, we're not going to blow a 29-point lead with a quarter and a half to go. Like we're not that poor defensively. And little did they know that they were. And, it got close and obviously some plays here and there, and they ended up losing that game. They could have won that game with a few shots at the end, but they didn't. And now tomorrow night, you can't play scared. You can't play cautious if you're Victor Wembanyama. You have to play aggressive basketball. You can't play reckless. You can't be the inflatable arm flailing tube man out there with your arms flailing left and right. But you also can't, if you play cautious like that, you're going to be eliminated. You can't.
See, and that's where I don't know if he can control that. I don't know.
Well,
right?
then,
Like if you're
risk it, whatever.
If you're Wembanyama, you go to the basket, right?
You can't shoot threes. You can't.
Okay. Say you make a spin move in the paint and you're going for a layup. The hand that has the ball clearly is not going to be the one that gets called for a flagrant. But as you whip around your other arm, if you just catch someone, you're out. You're going to be out. And then defensively, like think about the slim margins Wemby has to play with tomorrow night on defense, right? He can go for the ball, can't miss the ball, can't slap someone in the head, right? And that goes for anyone. But like you have to be very cautious with the way you're approaching a defensive effort in that game.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to be able to, like, there are times in this series, in the playoffs, he has completely intimidated the other team by just being in the paint and being able to reach everything. Yeah. And he can do it.
Yeah.
But if he's not able to give that full aggressive approach, I don't know how good he's going to be in that case. Now, we could also point to the fact that every time the Spurs have faced adversity here in these playoffs, they respond.
Yeah.
I do think, though, there was something to the second half in that collapse that was that. There is a magic. There's something special. There's something with this Knicks team that just feels like this is, at some point here, they are going to be lifting up the trophy. They'll be the champions of the NBA.
Yeah, and there is something about this Knicks team, especially Jalen Brunson and his demeanor, that leads me to believe that they're not emotionally spent after that game 4 win. Like the Kobe job's not done mentality.
Yeah.
Right? Like Victor Wembanyama said after the first 2 games, they were too high after the Game 7 win against the Thunder. They hadn't come down from that high yet. Whereas you've got an experienced team in the Knicks who've gone through the playoffs a couple times, and they know that, hey, we've got a couple days off here. Like, we've got to come back down, and we still have to win a game. Like, we're still going on the road back to San Antonio. And while we won those 2 games, we still have to go into a crowd that wants to win a game, a team that has their backs against the wall, that's responded, that won a game on the road. Like, they got a lot to do.
A crowd that's against them. I don't know, man. Games 1 and 2, Knicks fans took over that arena.
Don't sell your tickets. I mean, what do you want me to do?
I'm guessing tomorrow night, Game 5, there will be a lot of Knicks blue and orange in the stands.
Yeah, probably.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. So it's a great Football Friday. It's a great Summer Friday. All calls welcome Friday. You can join us at 310-840-4910. So how about this? It seems as if Texas Tech has no PR advice being given to any leadership at that university. That's what it would appear like to me. Yesterday, the leadership group at Texas Tech got together and they hosted a roundtable discussion, 21 minutes of it, that they recorded on video, which means that they had a chance to edit it, and they put it out to everyone. Holy cow. We will respond as they continue to defend their decision to try and get Brendan Sorsby to play in this upcoming college football season. You got to listen to this. We'll play that coming up next. The final round of the basketball season is here, and the DraftKings Sports app is now available in all 50 states.
Split every possession of the series all in one place with one app. New DraftKings customers can sign up with code B&A26 and spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days.
That's code B&A26 for Bleck and Abdalla 26. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, bet tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, void in Ontario. Event contract trading with DraftKings predictions involve risk of loss. Sportsbook's bonus bets expire in 7 days. $50 in predictions dollars issued weekly for 3 weeks, expire in 1 year. Redeem one non-withdrawable reward. Availability varies. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends June 28th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
The U.S. men's national team is set to make their World Cup debut on home soil for the first time in 22 years. USA, Paraguay, tonight. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
We've covered this story all week long. The Brendan Sorsby injunction that was set by a judge in Texas to allow Sorsby to play this upcoming season and to be eligible for the 2026 season took place this week, and we've covered it each and every day because the college football world, the sports world, has pushed back against this. It's ridiculous. Brendan Sorsby admitted to gambling on his team in college sports. When he played at Indiana, he was a backup, betting unders on the quarterback ahead of him on the depth chart.
I would say that you say on his team. I would say betting against his team, because when you bet unders, that's against your team.
And forget the fact that he's also placed like thousands of other bets on ridiculous things to begin with, but he was betting on his own team to play poorly. That's what betting an under would be, right? Like, you're not being optimistic. I bet overs on my group. Like, it'd be different if I was like, hey, I'm betting an over on Abdalla being successful. Hey, at least you're supporting the guy,
you're
right?
Supporting the team, bro.
So like, there is no gray area.
Mm-hmm.
He gambled on college athletics while being a college athlete.
Can't do it.
The rule is you are suspended. So everyone in college football and everyone in sports is pushing back against this. Can you explain to me the PR strategy from Texas Tech yesterday when the president of the university, the AD, the head coach, all gather around at a round table to have a administrative roundtable of defense of Sorsby? Can you explain to me what the hell they thought they were doing with this?
Okay, so do you remember in driver's ed when you're learning how, and this doesn't This doesn't affect our. Maybe this doesn't apply to Texas. Occasionally, because sometimes you get snow and ice, and you do not know how to drive in it if you're in Texas. So maybe this does apply. Broadcasting out of the fine city of Chicago, we have to learn how to drive in snow and ice. And when your car starts to skid,
Yeah.
you have to learn how to get out of that skid.
Turn back into it.
No, you turn into the skid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just said that.
You said you turn back into it. You said turn
into the skid.
You steer into the
Right.
skid. Is
that not what I just said?
You said turn back into it. You steer into this. You said turn back into.
Yeah. All right.
You steer into the skid. To recover from a skid, you do not slam on your brakes. You keep your foot on the accelerator and you steer into the skid.
Yes.
And this is exactly what Texas Tech is doing. They are steering hard into the skid, full foot on the gas, and it is not working out. They are just going faster and faster and faster.
It's making them look really bad.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is. So here's a clip from this round. So they released a 21-minute roundtable video talking about why they're supporting Sorsby and why we're all wrong. We're all wrong for thinking that this is a problem.
Yeah.
He's just doing a little gambling. That's what they're saying. He's just having a little pocket fun.
This
right? Isn't that what we're going to hear from the president? He's having a little fun in his. He's got something in his pocket and he's having fun with it, right?
We're one video away from literally them saying boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys, and a tutorial on their school website on how to gamble on Texas Tech football, brought to you by players who are actively playing for Texas Tech.
They're about to have a promo code.
Yes, they are. They can share ours. BNA26.
BNA26, shout out.
DraftKings. Yes, absolutely. So let's take a listen. Here you go. This is ridiculous. Texas Tech president on NCAA gambling rules. Take a listen.
We did ask the NCAA to consider modifying or changing their policies when we wrote that letter welcoming him back. But I think we have to recognize that the rules in place now were made long before there were millions of young people walking around with illegal gambling apparatus in their pocket. And that our consideration today needs to take into account the fact of medically diagnosed conditions and the circumstances in which they live. And so I'm very proud to be sitting here with these colleagues supporting Brendan, but that support goes way beyond this room.
No. All right.
No.
First of all,
no.
It's the first time I'm hearing from the president of Texas Tech. Is that guy real? That's a real guy?
If this is a
They've
deep
got
cut.
apparatus
This
in
is
their
a
pockets.
deep cut, but if anybody knows who David Sedaris is, he sounds just like David Sedaris.
Yes, he does.
He sounds just
Yes,
like
he
David.
does.
Just like David Sedaris. Again. This all goes back to.
So what he's saying is that they asked the NCAA to change the rules, essentially, because we all have phones where we can gamble on our phones we have apparatus in our pockets that we can gamble with. So therefore, let's change the rules on gambling on college athletics because every kid can have a DraftKings account.
I can do a lot of things on this phone. Doesn't mean it's legal.
Yes.
The point is this.
Correct.
As soon as you become a professional athlete, college or pro, like college is professional now. As soon as you're a collegiate athlete or professional athlete, I'm sure Jeff told you this yesterday. As soon as you are a professional athlete, you cannot gamble on sports. You can go to Vegas. You can go into a casino. You can sit down and play blackjack. You can play craps. You can play poker. You can sit at a slot machine. You better not step foot into that sports book because you can't gamble on sports. Just because it's on your phone doesn't mean it's okay. Like if you want to gamble on sports, hang up the cleats. Simple as that. You can't do both. It's not an excuse just because it's readily available to everybody. Like for a while.
What a stupid thing to say.
Like,
it is the most ridiculous thing to say because we all have it in our pockets. that we should change the rule.
That's ridiculous. It's a rule that you can. Oh, so what? When he goes and plays in a year, when he is eligible for the NFL draft, if this takes place, and he's allowed to play,
looks like he will. I mean, what is the NCAA going to do?
So let's see.
The hearing's not set till February. The season will be over.
I would love it if they rule him ineligible and then they have to vacate all the wins.
It's possible.
That
could happen.
If he goes into the draft, is the NFL supposed to change the rules because it's readily available for him to place bets on his phone? No, that's ridiculous. You can't gamble on sports if you're a professional athlete. You're compensated millions of dollars, so you don't have to do that.
It also comes across so desperate by Texas Tech that they are out there presenting a 21-minute video of all of the important decision makers within the athletic program, the school, the football team, to give their defense on why they need Sorsby on the roster this upcoming season. It's because they have a hope to win a national title. Now, Sorsby is not Arch Manning. He's a decent quarterback. If he has a great year this upcoming year, he could go in the first round of the draft next year in the NFL. Mm-hmm. But he's not that good. This isn't Caleb Williams transferring from Oklahoma to USC. Like that's the thing that I find so comical about this, is that they are out here defending the honor of Sorsby so aggressively because it's like their only chance to try and win a national championship in football. And then they're making up all of these other excuses to why things need to change, and they're supporting the kid. And you guys, all of you, and the fingers pointed at Bleck Abdalla, Raj, all of us who are paying attention to the story, you guys are wrong. This kid has issues. It's a mental health thing, and you people are bad people because you're not supporting what we're trying to support. Right? Like this is insane. What the hell are they doing there?
If this was any other, if he had committed like an actual crime, would we let him continue to do whatever crime he was allowed to because it was readily available to him?
Okay, so like if you want to take the president of the university's thoughts on because it's readily available, we should change the rules. Couldn't you just flip that around and be like, you know that you could put a flask in your pocket?
That's my point.
Right? So like since we can put a flask in our pocket, that means I should be able to drink and drive.
Exactly.
Like how stupid does that sound?
That's my point. It's readily available.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
There are states that allow drive-through liquor stores. Does that mean I can, as soon as I buy it, I can open it up when I get in my car?
No. There are rules in place for a reason.
But Chris, it's readily available. It's readily available.
What did he say? They have apparatus in their pockets?
If it's readily available.
Pal.
If I go to McDonald's I go get a Coke, if I open up a bottle of Jack and I pour it in, it's readily available.
I mean, dude, don't look at our don't worry about what's in our pockets, all right? I mean,
Easy, buddy.
Geez, what are we?
The large male.
Geez, okay, all right.
Don't worry about what hubs I go to.
I mean, well, okay, all right. I mean, can we play that clip one more time? Just listen to how ridiculous the president of Texas Tech sounds. Can you play the clip one more time?
We did ask the NCAA to consider modifying or changing their policies when we wrote that letter welcoming him back. But I think we have to recognize that the rules in place now were made long before there were millions of young people walking around with illegal gambling apparatus in their pocket. And that our consideration today needs to take into account the fact of medically diagnosed conditions and the circumstances in which they live. And so I'm very proud to be sitting here with these colleagues supporting Brendan, but that support goes way beyond this room.
Long before.
Who is this guy?
Gambling apparatus.
I seriously want to know.
I feel like I'm watching like Bridgerton or something.
Who are these guys that are sitting around a literal round table? Because you know that, like, do you think that they thought to themselves, we have to get a round table?
Oh, I think they thought to themselves. I think they thought this looks good.
These five guys.
We look good. Look at us at this table.
Look at this round table.
we're going to show the college
No.
football
You
world.
sit here. I have to sit here.
Yeah.
You sit on this end. I have to sit on
But
this end.
long before students had pocket apparatus to gamble.
This and his consequences. His consequences are that of someone that was like late to practice.
Oh, man.
His consequences are that of what happened to like Johnny Manziel when he was in school.
No, you're right. You're right. Last night on Westwood One Sports Night, our guy, Denton Day, he filled in, and he had Bruce Feldman on the show. Bruce is one of our favorite college football reporters, and this is what Bruce Feldman had to say about the Texas Tech Roundtable video.
I had a couple of different things that popped into my mind. The first one was like, man, they are, kind of like adding to this narrative in whatever way, because it's easy for people to poke holes and mock it and make fun of it and do the, like they protest too much kind of thing. But I think for a lot of folks, I think that was as much to their fan base and to their own audience maybe, and just trying to like give them a reason to go, okay, I know that everybody's taking shots at us. Here's our rationale behind it.
So there you go. Bruce Feldman last night on Westwood One Sports Night with Denton Day. So, yeah, I mean, and that's what we're doing right here on this show. We're taking shots at it because it's ridiculous.
Because it's well-deserved.
Yes.
It's well-deserved shots.
Absolutely.
You deserve shots.
Yes. Yeah, and maybe more. Maybe more, quite honestly. What's next? So they do the roundtable of the Knights of the Defense of Sorsby. So that was yesterday, a 21-minute video. What do they do next? A live stream? They do a live stream where you get the close-up of the camera on the face, like the guy's on a walk, right? Like he's on his daily walk. Long before, and the camera's like up his nostrils type of thing.
I think
he gives us a live stream where he's commenting on people commenting on the live stream. What's next with Texas Tech? What are they up to?
Promo codes.
Promo codes for the players.
Yeah, promo codes for Sorsby. And he's going to be giving you World Cup bets.
Okay, all right. There you go. Bleck Abdalla, sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. We know that Baker Mayfield needs a new contract. Does his coach, Todd Bowles, back him? Do the Buccaneers want Baker there for the long haul? We'll update that story coming up next.
In Omaha, there's no tomorrow. The College World Series, where dreams are realized and seasons come to an end. Hear every pitch, every historic moment on the Westwood One Sports app. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Here in the summer, as we sit and we think about the football season, I'm guessing when I'm looking at teams in the NFC that I think will improve and have a chance to make the playoffs, I think Tampa Bay fits that. I think Tampa Bay will be a team that they missed out last year. A couple of years ago, they had a really good season. They hosted a playoff game. I think the Bucs will get back to that, and we know that Baker Mayfield wants and needs a new contract. I think the Bucs should continue to have Baker in their mix going forward. I think he's deserved it, and he should get a new contract from the Buccaneers.
I think so too, because I think they're going to play well. I think they are going to win that division, and I think that if they risk him betting on himself, he's going to go elsewhere. He could go elsewhere. I mean, there are going to be teams that are going to be good enough that they're going to be drafting late enough that they're going to miss out on one of these good quarterbacks in the draft. Tampa Bay themselves, right? The Pittsburgh Steelers come to mind.
Sure.
And, of course, there's going to be like a fluky team that, might miss out. You never know, And, look, I'm not saying I'm just saying. Let's say things don't go well in Cincinnati.
Oh, you're going Cincy. I thought you were going to head into another direction, maybe in the state of Pennsylvania.
No. I mean, that too. But I think that they would look to draft something. I think that they would look to draft a quarterback and try to go that route. Maybe they could go to Baker Mayfield as well. But I also think that they
you're
would,
right, Cincinnati, if
they, if Joe Burrow's not happy with the way things go and he stays healthy, or if he gets hurt again because they haven't addressed their offensive line and he wants out, that's another situation. There are multiple teams that would be happy to sign free agent Baker Mayfield if it gets to that point.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I thought Philly was, the hit piece that was released on ESPN kind of makes it seem like the organization isn't thrilled with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, I would take Baker Mayfield over Hurts. I think Baker's a better quarterback. Yeah. I think he is. So you're right. It would be a dangerous proposition for the Buccaneers to enter next offseason with this just not resolved. So does Baker have the support of his head coach? Here's Todd Bowles talking about Baker Mayfield and the contract and whether or not it's affected the team.
It hasn't. Baker's business, he's all about business. The contract stuff takes care of itself. That's the business side of it that you don't see, that everybody has to deal with, and I'm sure he'll take care of it, but it doesn't affect his play.
So there you go. There's Todd Bowles at minicamp this week with the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield's our guy. We sat down with him at the Super Bowl. We had a great time. We had a one-on-one interview with Baker Mayfield. He was awesome. He was fantastic. We got to hang out with him. Got to eat burgers with Baker. It was awesome. You can actually watch that video on our YouTube page. So if you go to Bleck and Abdalla Show on YouTube, like and subscribe to the page, you can find our conversation with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I like Todd Bowles as a coach. I like Baker Mayfield as a quarterback, but unfortunately, it's not up to Todd Bowles. It's up to general manager. It's up to ownership to give out that, and it's up to Baker Mayfield and his agent to decide what they're worth. Does he want to be? Is he asking for something around what Dak Prescott makes, around $60 million a year, or is he being realistic and asking for low 50s, around 53, 54, 55, something like that, and not asking to be the highest paid annual average quarterback in the league? It's
Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Tonight, the U.S. men's national team plays their first game in the World Cup. The World Cup started yesterday. Here on the Bleck and Abdalla Show, we love soccer, and we are going to follow along with the World Cup in our own special way. We call this the World Cup of Soup.
No soup for you. Bleck and Abdalla's World Cup of Soup.
Soup is good food.
So, Abdalla, today is day one of us featuring the World Cup of Soup. There are 12 groups in group play in the World Cup taking place this month. You will select one country from each group, and you will taste test a soup right here on the show.
I will taste test a soup. Today, we will feature Group A. The teams in Group A, the countries, are Mexico, South Africa, the Korean Republic, and Czechia. I have selected Korea.
Okay.
Fresh off of a win yesterday.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes.
How about their win yesterday?
The late match last night.
Yeah, they beat the Czech Republic, and they beat them 2-1. And so Roy suggested, producing the show yesterday, a few days ago, suggested that I go with a soup called the Yukazang soup, which is a spicy beef soup. It is en route right now. I'm waiting for it.
Is it?
It's en route.
You ordered
right
it
now.
already?
I ordered it already. It's halfway here.
Okay.
It's en route right now. It is heading to me.
Fantastic.
It's on its way. It is a spicy beef soup, and he's Korean, so he suggested it. So he knows the soup.
So later in the show, you will give us a full review.
I will give you
of the soup.
I will a full review of the soup, and on Monday we will proceed to what I'm calling the group of death.
Oh, real bad soups?
No, it's just I don't know. I'm not familiar with Canadian soups.
What is a Canadian soup?
Qatarian soups.
Okay.
Swiss soups, or Bosnian Herzegovinian soups. So now we do live in Chicago. We broadcast out of the fine city of Chicago every single day. It is one of the best, if not the best, food city in the country.
Easy. New Yorkers are going to come for you.
Come catch these hands, okay? About food cities.
Wow.
I've got a Chicago style hot dog in one hand and tavern-style pizza in the other, and we will fight to the death, okay?
No beef?
Yeah,
Dipped?
The beef's in the third hand.
No beef's dipped?
Wet.
Yeah.
Wet beef,
Yeah,
okay?
okay.
And I'm sure I'll be able to find something from these fine countries.
Okay, these fine countries.
But
nice.
but the problem, every other group has like Group C, Brazilian, Moroccan, Haitian, Scotland. I'll find a Brazilian soup or Moroccan soup, right? Like even Group D, I'll get some chicken noodle from USA if I have to. I'll figure it out.
That's lame.
I know, I'll figure out something better than that, you know? But like Group B,
what is the most American soup?
it's got to be chicken noodle, right?
I suppose.
Or is it cereal?
No, don't do that. Don't do a cereal. Come on. No one wants that. That's not soup. Just because something is in liquid doesn't make it soup.
If any of our fine fans out there are Canadian, are Qatarian, are Swiss, or Bosnian,
and you want Rex?
I want Rex. I need Rex. Or any of these other countries. There's 1,000 countries in this World Cup.
There's 48.
There's 48 countries in this World Cup.
So what are we doing here? So in the group stage, we have until the group stage is over. I believe we have 10 shows.
Yes.
And so we have 12 groups. So 2 of these days,
I'm going to double up.
Over the next 10 shows,
I'll double up.
You're going to have to double up.
I will double up.
Some soups.
Yeah, not today, but I'll double up.
Not today.
Not today.
So today is group 1.
Yeah. A.
Group A.
Yeah.
So you have your selection.
Korean. Yeah.
What we'll do is when the group stage is over, you're going to put all these soups in a bracket.
Bracket.
And you're going to bracket
tournament style
while the actual soccer on the pitch is in the tournament style.
Yeah, I'll bracket them out and I'll bracket them down and we'll have a champion. We'll have my World Cup of soup.
Yes.
World Cup of soup.
Yes. The World Cup, that's what we're calling it here on the show. The World Cup of soup.
Yeah,
yes.
World Cup of soup. Yeah.
No soup for you. Bleck and Abdalla's World Cup of Soup.
We don't want to get sued yet.
Wait, sued? You're not getting sued for saying the World Cup of soup.
The ticket sales are down. They're canceling hotels left and right, man. FIFA needs all the money they can get. There's this German guy running around tasting all this stuff. I don't even think he's real. I think it's a plant. I think it's
AI?
I think it's a FIFA plant.
It's not real?
To get people to talk about the World Cup.
The Freddy guy?
Because there's no way that he's driving around, listening to Ella Langley, and then
he's an
listening
Ella
to Ella.
fella.
No, he's not. There's no way. And then they're trying to schedule a meetup with Ella. No, he's a plant. I don't believe any of it.
But he's enjoying Buc-ee's and he's going to the Waffle House and he's doing all these great American things. He went to a Walmart. How cool is that?
FIFA plant.
Wait, so you don't think that that's real?
I don't believe it.
You think the guy that's posting all these photos from around the South and throughout the country it's all made up?
FIFA plant.
What do you mean FIFA plant?
It's a plant from FIFA to get more interest in the World Cup.
All right. Well, I think there's enough interest in the World Cup. It's just whether or not people can afford the tickets.
You agree with me.
It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. We have the summer of football coming up next. Dark horse MVPs for this season. We'll tell you who's top on the list next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375, all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla, hanging out with you live from Chicago each and every day on the air until 3 Eastern. Today's a Friday. All calls welcome. All texts welcome at 310-840-4910. So we hang out with you. There's a lot going on this weekend, Abdalla. The World Cup started up yesterday. The U.S., they play tonight. We have the NBA Finals could come to an end tomorrow night. The Knicks have a chance to win their first championship in the NBA since 1973. And on Sunday, the Hurricanes have a chance to lift the Stanley Cup. So we could have two champions crowned over the weekend. We have the World Cup going on. The weather's great for most parts of the country. It does feel like a vibey summer Friday today here on the show.
I love it when they get to say the cup is in the building.
Cup's in the building.
The cup is in the building.
With the, what's his name? The guy from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
He's carrying around the cup. He's got the white gloves on. Have you seen the picture of the keeper of the cup?
Yes, I've seen him.
The nice gentleman who's the keeper of the cup. I think I've met that guy before.
You have?
Philip Pritchard.
What's his name?
Philip Pritchard.
Philip Pritchard.
Very nice individual, but he looks like Harry from Dumb and Dumber.
He does. Yeah, he does.
He's got that same haircut.
Yeah.
And he actually drives the cup around in the shaggin' wagon.
Okay. All right.
That's what is that not what the car is called in Dumb and Dumber?
It is.
Really, that's what they
It very much is. Yeah.
He's very nice. And for people who don't know, his job in life is to be with the cup at all times. Think about the things that guy's seen.
He's seen some things,
He's
man.
seen some things.
He's seen some
Each
things.
player gets a day with the cup. They can do whatever they want with it. The stories that we've heard before of individuals who have had time with the cup and things that have taken place. You know, we were around quite a few Blackhawk players that won the cup in the 2010s, and someone like a Chris Chelios who won the cup multiple times elsewhere. It's the things we've heard that have taken place in and around the cup is stuff of legend. So
a lot of people want to drink out of the. A lot of people want to hold it over their head,
Yeah.
right? The whole thing is to hold it over their head.
Lift it,
A lot of
yes.
people want to drink out of it.
Oh, don't do that.
I would Clorox wipe it first.
Yeah, or go
would take
directly to the hospital and get a shot.
Yeah, I would take
something of a vaccine of everything.
I would get all the shots.
Raj, would you take a sip out of the cup?
I would not, based on just stories from one team that had it that is in where I live. I've heard enough from the Avalanche stories. That's enough for me to not take a sip out of it. By the way, I don't know if this is real or not, but there's a Spirit Halloween costume I'm looking at that you can be Philip Pritchard, the Stanley Cup holder.
Does it come with a little cup?
It comes with a little cup, and it comes with the wig, where you can replicate his
It's gotta
hair.
come with the wig. It's got to come with a wig.
As well as the white gloves. So you get the wig, the white gloves, and the little Stanley Cup.
It's him and Mark Davis. They're the only two left with that haircut, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Those are the only two.
We need to get the two of them together. It'd be a great shot. They could go out and eat at P.F. Chang's. They could take they could eat P.F. Chang's out of the Stanley Cup together.
Did you see the trailer for the new Social Network movie, The
Yes.
Social Reckoning?
Yes.
He's got the same little chop, the same little Caesar chop.
That movie looks terrible. It looks atrocious.
When Jeremy Strong
he
from Succession, if you don't know who Jeremy Strong is, he's the guy from Succession. When he started talking and did the Mark Zuckerberg voice, I audibly, I out loud,
I'll give you
WTF, like out loud to
no doubt.
My apartment was empty and out loud went, oh God, what is this?
No, like he gets the voice.
Yeah.
He nails the voice.
Nails it.
No doubt. Looks nothing like Zuckerberg.
No, of course not.
But here's the problem for the movie is that the guy who played Zuckerberg in the last one, in The Social Network, the film that everyone loves.
Yeah, Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg, he at least is the age-appropriate actor for Mark Zuckerberg at that moment of the film.
Yeah.
Jeremy Strong looks like an old guy who's playing a young guy.
Well, Sorkin tried to get Eisenberg for so long that he said no. That he was like, well, Jeremy Strong can do
he knows
anything.
this is going to be crap.
Let's go get Jeremy Strong.
Sorkin's an incredible writer.
He is.
But he's not a great director.
No, he's not.
And you could tell by the trailer that this just looks like a mess. The entire thing looks like a mess. And who's ordering a sequel to The Social Network?
The Reckoning.
Okay, that's the movie talk for you today. Those are my thoughts, Raj. I mean, it really upset me because The Social Network, if you want to go back, the last 26 years, since like 2000, it's one of the best movies that's been made since that time. Mm-hmm. I stand by that. It's great. Completely rewatchable. Yeah. It hits all the marks. Mm-hmm. And it like captures that moment in time perfectly. And it's well made.
Maybe someone will like it. Maybe someone will like it. Maybe you'll like it. You should still see it.
I will see it just to see Jeremy Strong do that voice for 2 hours.
I think people are going to see it to hate watch it. I think that's why people will watch it. I think so.
I don't know. I think people will watch it just because of how good the first one was. The first one was an awesome movie.
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's like it's trying to be the same, but it's different. It's a little different.
That.
It's a little bit different. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports
You got
app.
this for like 5 minutes?
Oh, you're just leaving. You're leaving
to
go get your
I gotta
soup?
go get my. What, am I gonna leave the guy hanging?
No, yeah, you're fine.
Soup's here. You got this for 5 minutes?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll be back.
That's what Abdalla does. Here on the Bleck and Abdalla show, as Abdalla leaves to go get soup, that's right, we have the...
No soup for you. Bleck and Abdalla's World Cup of Soup.
Soup is good food.
It is good food.
See, here's the thing on this show. We have this bit going, the World Cup of Soup. He will taste test one soup from each group as the group play and the World Cup takes place, and then he'll throw it all in a bracket, and he will have soup reviews here on the show. Raj, I don't know if you could tell throughout the first hour and 5 minutes of the show, the only thing Abdalla has been focused on throughout the first hour of the show is tracking his soup getting
he's
to
locked
the studio.
He
It's the
came
only
in.
thing.
He came in today with two things. Okay,
Yep.
we all show up at work. You got something, right?
I've
No matter
got
what your
nothing.
job is, he had two things today. Number one, he was going to get in that line about Wu-Tang Clan being the reason that the Knicks came back. Like that was, he was sitting on that all day yesterday. He was texting me during the show about it. So I know he's been thinking about it for 24 hours. Okay. That was the first thing he was going to get in today. The second thing he was going to do is track this soup and eat the soup. Those were the two. Everything else we get out of him, who knows? But he got the Wu-Tang taken. We heard it. We got the bit. We understand his theory. Wu-Tang's the reason the Knicks came back. Got it.
Yes.
The second thing is this soup.
Yes, you nailed it. Yes, from parts unknown, Colorado. That is exactly it. You're right. His eyes lit up. He was ready to go with that Wu-Tang thought. That the Knicks turnaround was due to Wu-Tang performing at halftime. That's what it was. Like he had that. And I know that he was probably scouting other national radio shows yesterday too, to be like, did anyone else steal my bit? Anyone else got it? Anyone else have this take? Kind of like I point to the Wemby flagrant foul as the turnaround for the game because I thought Wemby
So
got
yesterday
scared.
on the show, you were with Jeff
yes.
Schwartz. When you said it, within like 30 seconds, I got to tell I'm going to read from my phone right now from Abdalla. Chris is wrong. It was Wu-Tang. Yesterday, that came in like within like a minute after you said it. He said it was over at half. And then I placated to him. I sent him a picture of the Justice League and I said Wu-Tang plus Taylor, because they were at the game. And then he wrote back, and Mariska. And then this spawned a conversation where I said Chalamet is Lois Lane. She was the damsel in distress. And it kind of went from there. But regardless, the fact he led with that like he had it raring and ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
And look, people, you don't have to work in radio. Like you've had those days at your job where like you can't wait to get into work and tell that one coworker, your boss, whatever, that one thing. He had that. That was loaded. After that was done, it was soup. And then it's the weekend. That's Abdalla.
And the best part about that is it's not like we're sitting like first of all, we have conversations before the show, but I'm not sitting here going like, "Hey, what are you going to say after we start the segment?"
Right.
He just gave that to me on the show live organically, and I was like, "Oh, this is what we're doing today.
This is what we're doing.
Here we go."
Yeah, he was ready
we're
to
going
go.
in this direction, no doubt. And that's why this show works. That's what it is. So yeah, he and the other thing is tracking the soup. I could see his phone as he was sitting here. He was watching the person drive from like 25 minutes away to downtown Chicago, and every couple seconds he would tap his phone to check the arrival time, and he was very excited. So you have the soup now.
Yeah,
Abdalla has
You've acquired
returned.
the
He's
soup.
back.
Yeah, I'm back. That's heavy, dude.
Did you tip?
Yeah, of
Did
course.
you leave
I
a
tipped.
nice tip?
Yeah, of course I tipped.
Okay, I would hope so.
Yeah, what is this? What
All
am I,
right.
He might be
animal?
listening to the show right now on his way out. He's
Yes.
going to
See,
probably know how it went.
I think there might
Yeah,
be two soups in there. That thing is heavy.
He looked at the order and he said,
Here,
"Wow,
come here. Here, look.
the Adam Abdalla from Westwood One Sports ordered soup.
Feel the heft of this.
This is a big soup. Wow. There are two
Okay.
containers. In
I
here.
know, right?
How much
Wow,
soup
that's
did you
one soup.
order?
I don't know. I ordered one soup.
$200.
Yeah.
What did you order?
$200.
Kidding.
Yeah.
That's a lot of soup.
That's a lot of
That's
soup.
a lot of soup.
All right, so later in the show, Abdalla will have the review for our World Cup of Soup.
Yeah.
Yes.
No soup for you. Bleck and Abdalla's World cup of soup.
All right.
Soup is
Yes.
good food.
We get it. Yeah. So we'll do that later here on the show. We do love talking football here on the show. And each and every day throughout the summer, as we count down the days, the dog days of summer, to get back to the football season, we like to feature a segment here on the show called The Summer of Football.
I proclaim this the summer of
Football!
What the hell's going on out here? We're going to be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party. Only Brett Favre could do that. I don't care what you say.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Just keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys.
We need a National Guard. We need as many men as you can spare because we are killing the Patriots.
The Summer of Football with Bleck and Abdalla.
I throw, you catch. It's not that hard, okay?
Westwood One Sports, your home for the NFL. As we count down the days until the start of the football season. Today, day 89.
Oh, we're in the 80s.
We've made it to the 80s.
We're in the 80s.
Yes. Today's topic here on the Summer of Football with Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. NFL.com has a list up of the dark horse MVP candidates for 2026. So the article does want to point out a couple of items as we start talking about possible MVP candidates and possible dark horse candidates for the upcoming football season. A quarterback has won the award in 18 of the last 20 seasons, including the last 13 MVPs in the NFL have all been quarterbacks. In the last 8 seasons, just 5 players have been named MVP. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, and Matthew Stafford.
Okay.
Both Mahomes, Jackson, and Rodgers have won the award twice.
Okay.
Mahomes in 18 and 22, Jackson in 19-23, Aaron Rodgers 2020 and 2021, Josh Allen 24, Matthew Stafford in 25.
Okay.
So we've got that. So those are the individuals who have won the award. The last time a non-quarterback won the award was in 2012. Vikings running back Adrian Peterson was the last time a non-quarterback won the award. Also, 2 defensive players have won the award. Alan Page in 1971 and Lawrence Taylor in 1986. No wide receiver, no tight end has ever won the MVP. And also, every MVP, their team that they've played on has had a winning record. The NFL has never featured an MVP who was like a guy that missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
Or, like you didn't finish probably, I'm sure we could probably chart it. They're probably almost always a division winner.
Yeah.
Who ends up winning the MVP. So here's the list from NFL.com. Dark horse candidates
All right.
for MVP. So 9th on the list, Bijan Robinson.
No.
Running back for Atlanta.
Nope.
I don't know why they couldn't give us 10 on the list, but they give us 9.
Weird.
So Bijan Robinson at number 9.
No chance.
Kyler Murray at 8.
There you go. There's one.
I don't think that's realistic.
I mean, they have a chance to win their division. I don't see why not. He could be a division winner.
All right, I'll paint this scenario. The way Kyler Murray becomes MVP, the Vikings are 15-2.
How about this?
Right?
Comeback player of the year.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There you go.
Number 7 on the list, Baker Mayfield.
Now we're talking. I could see Baker Mayfield being a dark horse. You're not again, he's not saying favorites. He's saying dark horse candidates, like good odds to win the MVP. So I think Baker's got a good shot. I would put some money down on Baker if you could. I mean, Kyler's 40-1 to win MVP on DraftKings. Baker's 45-1, so Baker's actually got Baker and Kyler. Baker's actually got a worse chance.
Number 6 on the list, dark horse MVP candidates from NFL.com as we talk football in the Summer of Football with Bleck and Abdalla. Number 6, Jalen Hurts, Eagles quarterback. I don't see that one.
I don't see that one because in order for the Eagles to be successful, Jalen Hurts has to do less for them to be good.
I agree.
That's the problem with the Eagles.
He's not going to be the one that's like carrying them through games.
Yeah.
And I think that's what works so well for Josh Allen.
Yes.
He's great And the perception by everyone that watches football is that Josh Allen has to do everything.
Yeah. Like, look, Jalen Hurts can make the game-winning plays and can orchestrate game-winning drives, but they need to run the ball successfully throughout a game for them to win a handful of games. When they're putting teams away, remember when they were really good and they were going on these like 6 and 7 minute long drives to ice games when, Saquon Barkley was just running over dudes left and right, and that offensive line was just pushing over everybody. That's when the Eagles are at their best, and that's when everybody around Jalen Hurts is doing their best. So, yeah, I don't really see that one.
Okay, number 5 on the list, Sam Darnold, Seattle Seahawks quarterback.
Again,
don't see that.
I think that they're, again, just like Jalen Hurts.
Their team is too good.
They're at their best when he's not doing the most.
Number 4, Jaden Daniels. I could see that.
That one I could see. He's 20-1 on DraftKings right now. Again, when he was fully healthy and he played a full season, that team went to the NFC Championship game.
Number 3, Jared Goff, Lions quarterback.
The most underrated quarterback in the NFL we talked about?
Yeah, we talked about that a couple days ago. Yep. Yeah, I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 on the list, Trevor Lawrence, Jacksonville quarterback.
22-1. If he takes another step forward and he plays the way he did towards the second half and the end of last season, I could see it.
Number 1 on the list, the most the guy with the dark horse MVP chance, Brock Purdy, San Francisco 49er quarterback. The 49ers would have to be the best team in the NFC. I don't think that will be the case. I also, as we've discussed here on the show, I think Brock Purdy's highly overrated.
I do too. I think that I'm not high on Brock Purdy. Like you said, he's 20-1 to win the odds. We're talking about dark horse though. And if they do surprise people, and they are, it's not really would be a surprise. That division is stacked besides the Cardinals. If they are the best team in that division and they do win, let's say they win 14 games, and it's because of him. He has put up good numbers in the past. If his supporting cast stays healthy this year, then I could see him being an MVP candidate for sure.
So those are the dark horse MVP candidates from NFL.com as we celebrate day 89 of the summer of football. How about this? So we'll be at 86 on Monday. When we're back here on the show Monday, the summer of football,
86.
So we're counting them down. Summer moves quick. It really does, and football will be back before we know it. Raj suggests in the chat that when we call out the date, that we should give the number that is associated. So 89. What's the jersey that comes to mind when you think of 89?
I'm so bad with jersey numbers.
What do you mean it's bad with jersey?
Ditka.
Mike Ditka?
Ditka's the 89. We're in Chicago. Ditka's the first one that I think of.
Raj, what was the first number that you thought of? First player.
Ditka, because that is kind of a straight, like, I can't think of a lot of star numbers. And then when I looked it up, thank you, I burned some fossil fuels for that. He was the number one name that came up was Mike Ditka. So, we're not exactly talking about, your number 80 or your number 24 or something like that. This one was, not a lot of huge names, but we got a couple names out of it.
So Abdalla and I used to produce a radio show that suggested over the summer, counting down that you would celebrate a different player and their jersey number each day as we went through the countdown.
And we got to what? We got to like 94?
No, and they
started at 99 and went down?
Yeah,
we got to like 94 and we're like,
we told you it was going to be boring.
We can't think of any players, and that was the end of it.
we were like, we told you that was going to be the case.
I mean, if you had made it to the 70s and the 60s, and you're breaking down offensive linemen, that could have gotten rough.
It's tough.
Other notable,
it's tough.
Other notable 89s include Steve Smith, Mark Bavaro, Brian Blades, Frank Wycheck, Mark Chmura, and Steve Tasker.
Fantastic. So there you go. The summer of football, day 89 as we count down here on the show. Bleck Abdalla hanging out with you until 3 Eastern. Coming up next, we will play Fill in the Blank with Raj. International soccer is taking over the U.S., and only DraftKings has you fully covered.
The DraftKings Sports app is now available in all 50 states. Sweat all the matches you love all in one place with one app. New DraftKings customers sign up with code B&A26 and spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days.
That's code B&A26 for Bleck and Abdalla. 26. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, bet tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, void in Ontario. Event contract trading with DraftKings predictions involve risk of loss. Sportsbook's bonus bets expire in 7 days. $50 in predictions dollars issued weekly for 3 weeks, expire in 1 year. Redeem one non-withdrawable reward. Availability varies. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends June 28th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
The Knicks are one win away from their first NBA title in over 50 years. New York can taste it. Up 3-1 in the series. Can they finish the job? Game 5 is in San Antonio. Tomorrow night, Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
We broadcast each and every day from the great city of Chicago. This time, here on a Friday, we like to go on out to parts unknown, Colorado, and that's where we find Raj Sharon.
And the next question comes from the line of Raj Sharan with Westwood One. Please proceed.
Please proceed. Today, fill in the blank. What's up, Raj?
What's up, fellas? It's a fill in the blank Friday. We're going to start in the NBA Finals. Abdalla alluded to this earlier. I didn't give him credit, Bleck. He had the Wu-Tang bit, he had the soup, and he made this point that in the Eastern Conference Finals, that after the Cavs blew that game one, like they were donezo. They were dead. So with that in mind, Abdalla, I ask, I expect San Antonio to play blank tomorrow.
I expect San Antonio to play well tomorrow, but it won't be enough. I think the Knicks end it tomorrow. I don't think they're going to mess around. I think that it just ends tomorrow. I think it still might look like the way we've seen every game so far. Every game, San Antonio, I believe every single game, San Antonio's had a double-digit lead at some point.
Yeah,
and the Knicks have come back and found a way to fight back and either tie it or come close or something like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see San Antonio jump out to another quick lead. It's just beware. What is it? What's the saying? The 29-point lead is the worst lead in sports. It's the worst lead in sports to have.
Yeah, especially when you got little Timmy Chalamet jumping around on the side.
Did you guys see the Knicks fan who's got the custom jersey already? Yes. Somebody already has 29? The Knicks 29 jersey with comeback as the name.
He's like riding around on his bike.
Yeah, his bike in New York City
yesterday.
Yeah,
man. You know what? I wanted to be different. My brain's not really working right now. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna go with well as well. With Abdalla's answer, because I do think San Antonio plays a good game tomorrow. I think they win. I think this is a 6-game series. I think we get.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I think New York's going to get one more home game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I thought one of you guys was going to say desperate. I thought desperate was going to be one of the fill in the blanks that one of you would use.
I think that they, because here's the thing, and I don't mean to take it back from you, but I feel like this is like Pop has been very involved in this.
Has he?
Yeah, Pop has been giving them like pregame speeches and stuff like that. Like he has been, dude. Like, so I think that he gives them a I've been in this, you don't want to press, you just want to play your game and stay focused and all this kind of stuff. And I think they come out, they play well. I don't think it gets to a game 6. I think this is over.
Can the Spurs, because did you guys see the clips going around from game 4 where the Knicks were getting assisted help from the fans, right? Like it wasn't just Taylor Swift and her girl squad hanging out courtside and Larry David, but did you guys see on the Stephon Castle play where he goes baseline? The league yesterday, their L2 report, they rescinded the fact that call was wrong. Yep. Stephon Castle did not step out of bounds. It was a turnover. And in fact, the league's announcement said that his progress was impeded, so that you could draw the conclusion that technically a foul should have been called on that play.
Interesting.
But if you watch the video, did you guys see the baseline video of it? Do you know what convinced the official to call Castle out?
Saying that he stepped out?
There was a dude who ran up on the baseline, pointing at the baseline like we're watching games in the 70s.
Dude,
you know how like if you watch professional sports now, you can't get close to the action.
It seemed like New York fans are like
New
right
York
up in
fans
there.
were like participating.
Yeah.
They were there
on the
court.
final pass, like Cat was like gathering fans over to crowd to crowd on the pass. To crowd Harper, yeah.
But Raj, pull up the video of Stephon Castle on the baseline. As Castle drives baseline, a dude who's not in jury, he's not our official, he's a fan, runs underneath the basket and starts pointing at the baseline to convince the officials that Castle stepped out. Like, New York has lost their minds, and they're all supporting their team, which is cool to see, but it's... So here's why I bring this up, guys. Tomorrow night in San Antonio, do the Spurs get like Duncan and Robinson and Sean Elliott, and Bruce Bowen, Manu, Tony Parker, all of those former Spurs players that are always hanging out at the games? Instead of having them sit up randomly in the crowd, do they put them on like the baseline, just standing there as enforcers? So if anything comes near them, they can swat the ball out or intimidate the Knicks. Can the
Oh man, I'm
Spurs
watching it
do
now. I can see the
something
fan run up. You're right. Oh, I never noticed
Am
this.
I making this up?
You're
a
not.
Random dude runs up and points at the baseline, and the official goes, "Yep, he stepped out." Like, what the hell?
That's crazy.
Like,
dude.
and quite like, if you're a fan of the NBA from back in the day, like, it reminds me of when the Celtics in like the 80s or even earlier, you know, farther away in time, like in the 60s, when they would win and you would see the fans like storm the court. Like, that's what it reminded me of at Madison Square Garden the other night, is that the fans thought they were a part of the action. It was crazy. You can watch it. See the dude that runs up? We were just playing the video on our YouTube channel, Bleck Abdalla Show, the live stream. Watch the guy as the camera watches Castle go baseline. Here comes a dude out of the camera to point at the baseline.
That's insane.
It's crazy to me. So I think the Spurs on Saturday night, they should get some of those old Spurs players, add a little intimidation, have them stand at mid-court next to the TV broadcast and stand there for the entire game.
I'll allow it.
All right. Sorry, Raj.
All good. All right, guys. Next up, yesterday when Jeff Schwartz was in for you, Abdalla, he and Bleck were talking a little about the NBA playoffs, the great ratings it's been, and we kind of looked back. It wasn't that long ago, around March, where everybody was killing the NBA, and it sucks now. No one watches it. And now suddenly they're getting great ratings. So with that, can't believe you'd ever asked this question, but I'm going to ask it. The NFL can learn blank from the popularity of the NBA playoffs. Bleck?
Okay, here's what I think that they can learn. The NFL does everything well, and they are the most popular, famous, fun sport that exists. And there's a reason why all of us that listen to sports talk radio love the NFL. They're number one. They're king. Embrace nostalgia. I think that's it. Embrace nostalgia. So what the NFL can learn from the NBA's popularity here as of late is embrace some of the nostalgia things that we loved about the National Football League from 30, 40, 50 years ago. Because I feel like that's what the NBA has done, right? Like, you got a team in New York that hasn't been good in a long time, so that feels a little nostalgia to some of us. You have the officials swallowing the whistle here in the playoffs, letting them play the way they used to. That feels nostalgic. NBC was back in the mix with the round ball rock from John Tesh this year. You know, like, all of that put together makes the NBA feel like the way it was when it was super popular. So the NFL, take a page of that. You don't always have to be new and different and play in Europe and add an extra game and have 14 bye weeks throughout an NFL season and all this stupid crap that they keep telling us about. Being nostalgic might work.
Unfortunately, all of those things are beyond control of the league. Like, yes, I understand the league sold the rights or whatever to NBC. That's fine. But the league had no control, unless you believe sports is rigged, that the Knicks were going to be in the finals. The league had no control, unless you believe sports is rigged, that the refs were going to swallow the whistle.
Well, no, it's clearly an effort made by the league.
I understand
that.
that.
They're not calling everything like they did in the regular season.
I get it, unless you're getting like a classic.
Because you could do that with the NFL. You could say that when the football goes up, a receiver and a defensive back are allowed to jostle and to fight for the football.
I feel like they
you don't
do
have
that.
to call pass interference on every single pass that's thrown.
I feel like they do that in the playoffs.
How about this? What if, here's a novel idea. Raj, send this to the NFL.
Okay, I'll send it.
We have a great relationship with the NFL. How about we allow defensive players to hit a quarterback? What a concept.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be nice to see a quarterback get hit once in a while?
But as far as like matchups go, unless you're getting like Bills and 49ers or Cowboys or something like that, like you have no control over the nostalgia of a matchup like that.
I think quarterbacks should get hit.
My answer to you, Raj.
Let's hit some quarterbacks.
My answer to you, Raj, is absolutely nothing. Every game that the NFL plays is the next most watched game ever. So they can do no wrong. Aside from putting a playoff game in a different country or playing it at 3 a.m., they can do absolutely no wrong. The NFL is king. It will always be king. Their playoff ratings will dwarf any other sport, will continue to be so huge that it will dwarf any other sports playoff ratings forever and all of time, and they will continue to do no wrong. So they don't need to learn anything. Everybody else needs to emulate what the NFL is doing.
You're telling me it's not going to be the summer of 2075 where soccer is the most watched sport in America, and we refer to the NFL as America's second pastime?
No, I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, I don't think soccer's taking over anytime soon.
All right.
All right, well, speaking of soccer, guys, we are going to end on this one. You two are actual, real soccer fans. You guys watch it year-round. Yeah. You're not like the rest of us that'll pretend to like it for the next month. So with that, I ask, as true soccer fans, the one thing you would tell all the casuals like me about the World Cup is blank. Abdalla?
Can I go first?
Yes. Or Bleck, you can go first. I don't care.
All right, Raj. Here's the answer, especially, Raj, because I assume people like you will be wanting to support the United States national team.
Yes.
The one thing I would tell those casuals is prepare to be disappointed.
I would say...
Right? Like it's, I would love for them to win it.
Yeah, here's
or to go far in the tournament. But somehow, always, the U.S. men's national team finds a way to be disappointing because they're always giving up a goal in the first 4 minutes of a match, and they're picking up cards where they shouldn't, and then next thing you know, they're down a man and they're down a goal, and they have no chance to win these matches against better teams. So I would prepare and temper the expectations a bit.
I would say invest in a 23andMe and find your roots. And if you're a little German, if you're a little English,
like Freddie.
If you're a little Spanish, maybe
you might want to be Spanish or French.
Yeah,
for this
maybe
tournament.
If you got a little French.
The Spaniards and the French, they might be the two that come out on top.
If you're
in
a
this
little
tournament.
Argentinian, maybe I don't know.
They're a little long in the tooth.
I'm just saying. Like find the others.
Find the others.
Find your heritage. Find your heritage this year.
You can't do it,
I believe that we will disappoint.
It stinks for those who are Italian because the Italians aren't even in the World Cup.
I mean, come on.
It's nuts.
Ugh.
That doesn't fill in the blank this Friday, fellas.
Find something else, Raj. Do you have something else? Can you find something else? That's what Abdalla's saying. Thank you, Raj. We appreciate it. Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save on commercial auto insurance from Progressive. Get a fast quote at progressivecommercial.com. So we've talked football. We've talked soccer. We've covered what's going on here in the summer. There's another item that is basketball related that will take place throughout the summer. It's the LeBron James free agent watch. We have a new team and an update for you, and that's coming up next.
The U.S. men's national team is set to make their World Cup debut on home soil for the first time in 22 years. USA, Paraguay, tonight. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Bleck Abdalla hanging out with you here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. The NBA Finals, Game 5 tomorrow in San Antonio. We'll see if the New York Knicks can win their first championship since 1973. The epic comeback in Game 4, down 29 points, and the collapse from the San Antonio Spurs. And the way I look at it with the Spurs is, or maybe just overall with the series, you tell me, Abdalla, am I being cheap or a jerk by suggesting this, that the Knicks have won one game, the Spurs have won one game, and Wembanyama has choked away 2 games? That's the way, in my mind, I'm looking at this series. If Wemby didn't play the way he did in the fourth quarter of Game 4, they win that game. If he doesn't throw the ball off of the back of Stephon Castle in Game 2, they win that game. I feel like Wembanyama has choked away 2 opportunities where the Spurs were the better team, and the Knicks have won a game, the Spurs have won a game, and Wemby has been the guy that cost 2 games for the San Antonio Spurs.
I'm glad you finished that. I was going to say, what are you, Kenny Atkinson over here telling me that?
Yeah, actually, heading into Game 5, the Spurs are actually up 4-0.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, what's going on here?
Analytically, they're up 4-0.
I'm glad you finished that because you're going to say the Knicks have only won 1 game here, and the Spurs are actually ahead because they've been up double digits in all of these games. I think that it goes into the youth of this team and the inexperience of this team, and it didn't really affect them in the Western Conference Finals because they were able to overcome a lot of this and beat the Thunder in a 7-game series, and that Game 7 was on the road, and that game wasn't even really a contest. Like, they were up that whole game, and that game, the Thunder weren't even really a factor, like, in that game at all. And they took SGA out of that game. Chet Holmgren wasn't a factor in that entire series. So this is kind of surprising. And maybe it's because the Knicks are just that good. Like, maybe we're underestimating just how good the Knicks are and the fact that they can just be this group that turns it on at a certain point in a game and they just figure out an opponent. And Wembanyama is playing a little hesitant in the second halves of games once he gets a couple fouls and doesn't want to get another flagrant like he did in the second half, or like he was going to in the second half after he got the flagrant against Karl Anthony Towns. So it might be that. I think that if that didn't happen, like you said, they don't blow that 29-point lead, and we're talking about the chance for the Spurs to take a 3-2 lead tomorrow night and completely change the way this series is going.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. It's now time for our LeBron James Free Agent Watch.
Who is he?
LeBron James.
Will he build another super team?
Got to start with Superman. Man, I could have used him on the Cavs.
How many weeks will he stretch this?
Not 2, not 3, not 4. Not 5.
LeBron Watch 2026 with Bleck and Abdalla.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents.
Yeah, because we know that LeBron won't make his decision quickly. He will milk it for all he can and all the attention that he can grab as he is a free agent in this summer. Now, I saw this the other day. The reports come from Mark Stein and Jake Fisher. And on their site, they talk about how the Lakers are the most likely landing spot for LeBron in this upcoming free agency search, and that he would like to stay in L.A. because his life is entrenched in L.A. They did also say that the Golden State Warriors are, quote, legitimately interested in pairing LeBron with Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler, if they can get that done. And then also the point that they made together is that a part of the pitch to LeBron is he could, quote, commute from Los Angeles to San Francisco and back and forth playing for the Golden State Warriors. Now, it's not like the old Kobe deal where he lived in, where'd he live? In like Orange County? Yeah. You take the helicopter into Staples Center to play the games, right? And that was famous. Like, people pointed that out back then. Like, LeBron's not going to be able to do that. That's a full flight. It's to get down the coast of California. But, so the Golden State Warriors are the latest team rumored. We've heard to this point, as the offseason for the NBA hasn't even started yet because the finals are still going on. We've heard Cleveland. We've heard Los Angeles. And now Golden State.
He can still PJ in and out. That's fine. That's still a very old team. I mean, Kawhi's only 34, but still, that's still an old team.
Well, Kawhi, that's a different rumor.
That's a different rumor. Sorry.
So Raj also sent us a rumor that the Warriors are reportedly putting together a grand plan of potentially acquiring Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James.
Oh yeah.
And so that would be LeBron would have to sign the mid-level exception or something.
Oh, he's not doing that.
And then they would have to trade Jimmy Butler, and they'd have to trade 2 first-round picks for Kawhi Leonard, and then you'd have a super team of old dogs of Steph, LeBron, and Kawhi Leonard, which, yeah, I mean, okay, if you want to play dream trade machine scenarios, I guess you could do that. I don't think getting all of these older all-NBA players together is how you're going to beat these teams like New York, like San Antonio, like Oklahoma City.
What I was going to say is, what does a 36-year-old Jimmy Butler have left?
Coming off of an Achilles injury, too.
Exactly.
Right?
Like, what do all these old guys...
Isn't that what Jimmy got hurt with?
Yes. What does a 36-year-old Jimmy Butler have left besides funny picture day pictures?
Torn ACL for Jimmy Butler.
What does he have left coming off of that? What is Kawhi? I mean, Kawhi's still great. What does he have in a full season and a playoff run? We know LeBron can still play. We know Steph can still shoot. What do these guys still have left?
I mean, they're good. It's just like the way I would look at building a team. I know Giannis and the conversation around him is out there for this offseason as well. Stacking a bunch of stars is not the way to do it anymore.
No.
You have to be young. Like, look at the 2 teams in the West. Look at the New York Knicks. Now, I know the Knicks players are not young players, but they've been together for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, they weren't. I know Mikal Bridges is a trade that, for what they got back, the Knicks probably gave up too much. But if they win a championship, it doesn't matter. So they collected. I don't know. Would you say Anunoby and Bridges are stars?
No.
I mean, they could be all stars, but they're not marquee, number 1 level stars.
But you need depth. You need the ability where Mike Brown can take out a guy that's not playing well and put in a guy like Jose Alvarado, and he can play well. Like, you need to be able to make adjustments when guys aren't performing, and you don't lose anything because you rely on that. When you front load your team with a bunch of stars, and you don't have that option, and you're seeing that with the way the Knicks are playing in this finals run, the entire playoff run that they've had so far. Like, you have to have that ability. You have to have those guys on your team.
Yeah, and I just think it's a different way. You know, the stars getting together, making super teams, it doesn't feel like the way you win anymore in the NBA. Can the New York Knicks win their first championship since 1973? We'll talk about that next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live from downtown Chicago. We're on the air until 3 Eastern. Then Jim Rome will take over right here on Westwood One Sports. You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910 as we hang out before the weekend. Tomorrow night in the NBA, the New York Knicks have a chance to win a championship for the first time since 1973. We saw in Game 4 the 29-point comeback from the Knicks. That place was insane. The game ends. They have all the TV production that's on the court after the game, and people didn't leave. Fans were still in the stands celebrating. We've seen all the videos for the last day or so from New York City of people celebrating in the streets. You've yet to win a championship. I'm just throwing that out there. The Knicks haven't won a championship yet. I'm guessing the way this has gone so far here in this series that they will eventually, but it's I feel like New York City is definitely crowning themselves as champions before we get the 4 wins in the NBA Finals.
Why do you hate fun?
No, I'm not hating fun. It's just you still got one more win to get.
Okay.
And you could technically argue that the best player in the series is not on your team.
Let people have a summer.
You egged Wemby.
So?
Did you see the video?
Yeah, I saw them throw the egg.
First of all, hell of a throw.
It was a baller throw. Yeah.
That was a long distance throw.
Make him a Met.
They hit him in the head. So the night of the game, so what was this, Wednesday night?
Yeah.
The San Antonio Spurs team bus gets back to the hotel, and there are fans outside the team hotel to yell at the Spurs as they're walking into the hotel, and someone chucks an egg at his head and hits him. You hit Wemby in the head with an egg.
I think it's not the egg throwing. I think it's great. I think that, look, New York Knicks fans have been waiting for this for a very long time. Let them celebrate. It's summer. It's hot out. Let them celebrate in the street. Let them celebrate in the city. Don't beat people up. Don't destroy cars and stuff. I saw a cab get destroyed. Like, don't do that, obviously. But have fun. Hang out. Enjoy the win. You had the biggest comeback in NBA Finals history. Have fun. Celebrate. What's wrong with that? I don't need the emperor of no fun over here raining on people's parades.
I'm not the emperor of no fun. I'm just
are.
asking a question. You egged the best player on the opposition.
Obviously, that's not cool. Don't throw eggs at people's heads. Like, that's not cool.
I will say it would be a pretty great moment if Wemby then, for the rest of the series, played like a madman. Like, if Wemby in the next 3 games throws up 40-20, 40-20, 40-20 with 7 blocks a game and, like, does something superhuman, and it was like, you idiots, you egged Wemby, and now you woke him up.
You egged him on, and now he has won the series.
Right,
That'd be great.
You can take the rest of the day.
I'm going to take my soup and leave.
You can. They egged him on?
Yeah.
What are you doing? On a Friday, too. Here of all places. All right. You egged him on.
That's what they're doing.
I have to ask you this. You weren't here yesterday on the show, but I asked the guys this. It's all over on social media from Game 4. Taylor Swift was there with her girls squad and matching T-shirts.
Yeah.
That the one girl made, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Who'd she talk to? She talked to Vanity Fair or something to explain her love for making T-shirts when the girls come over.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? It's like they used to make buttons, right? They used to make those buttons.
Yes. Yes, buttons.
And now they make shirts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have their shirts.
Uh-huh.
They're courtside.
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Swift, during Game 4, was she cool or cringe?
Okay. So I thought about this. During the game, because you got the Mariska Hargitay cosign, I'm not going to say it's cool.
Isn't she like the lost member of the girl squad?
But she's
like an adopted member.
Because you got the cosign of like who I think is the coolest member, the coolest Knicks celebrity.
Now, you
can keep Spike Lee. You can keep Seinfeld. You can keep McEnroe.
What's the deal with not keeping me? What's the deal with the 29-point loss?
You can keep all of Chalamet, whatever. It's Hargitay. It's Mariska. It's Law and Order. It's SVU. She is the number 1 Knicks fan. Okay, and Jalen Brunson will tell you that too. She's got the Brunsons on, so I will because she got the she's wearing the shirt. It's not cool, but it's also not cringe. I will say this, though. After the game,
Yeah.
the videos of her, I think it was like in the back of the stadium where they're doing like the weird like cheering and jumping. That's the weirdest thing. That's the cringiest thing I've ever seen. That's just downright gross.
What about the dancing as the comeback's taking place?
I mean, we've seen Taylor Swift be the only person standing up dancing when the music is being played at award shows and stuff. Like she's
very into being the center of attention.
Yeah,
I think that's the key.
Yeah, the shirts I don't mind.
Yeah, I mean,
I enjoy a good shirt.
Yes, a good pun.
I enjoy
Good punny shirt.
I enjoy a good bootleg tee. I love it.
Well, I would say, here's my thought, though, is she was with the girls from Heim, who are not from New York. They don't live in New York.
In fact, there's documented pictures of them in Lakers gear.
Okay, so there's that. And then am I crazy, or was Taylor Swift sitting courtside at a Knicks Cavs game with her beefy boyfriend, Travis Kelce, who's 2.5 weeks ago,
who's part owner of the Cavs now, I believe,
who's decked out in all Cavs stuff. What, do Knicks fans, are they cool with that? Isn't she supposed to be a Cavs girl now? What you're saying, courtside celebrating the Cavs in the previous round, and then now you're Knicks girl? You're Stevie Nicks?
She's Stevie Nicks. But she got the Hargitay cosign.
Okay.
So it's all right.
Okay. I think they were just sitting next to each other. I think that's the key.
But she got the shirt.
I know.
That's the cosign.
They brought a fourth for an honorary member.
But that's the cosign. You don't just get to sit.
It was either her or Tracy Morgan.
You don't get to sit. You don't get
I think Tracy Morgan would have been funnier.
You don't just get to sit next to Mariska. She has to allow it. It's like going and sitting next to Jack at, I don't even need to say Nicholson. You just know. It's like going and sit next to Jack at a Lakers game.
The Lou Adler seats?
He has to okay it. You have to go through his people before you show up to the game.
All right. So I just wanted to get your opinion on it.
Everything surrounding, everything before, everything after.
Seemed a little cringe.
It
seemed a little cringe.
I don't mind the shirts.
All right, Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Now we'll see which Spurs celebrities turn out to sit courtside and to dance during the game on tomorrow night. If I have to guess, tomorrow night in San Antonio, you will see a lot of orange and blue in the crowd. I'm guessing Knicks fans are going to pack that place. What did you look up? Spurs celebrities?
It's so sad. It's so sad that when I looked up celebrity Spurs fans, do you know what it gave me?
Who?
Tottenham Hotspurs fans.
Oh,
it gave me Adele. It gave me Tom Holland. It gave me
soccer.
It gave me soccer for the Tottenham Hotspurs.
I saw online, so this is not, I didn't come up with this. So someone online said this. Who would have known that being Spursy would be referring to the San Antonio Spurs?
That's funny.
Right? That's pretty good. For people who don't follow soccer, Tottenham is notorious for blowing leads and disappointing their fan base, right?
Yeah.
That's the way to describe it.
That's funny.
What's the college football team that most people credit that to here?
Clemson.
It's Clemson, yeah. They
Clemsoning.
Clemsoned themselves.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, so tomorrow night, the Knicks have a chance to win the championship. I've come to the conclusion that I think the Spurs team is too young. That's what we've seen at the end of all these games. The mistakes that they're making, their three best players are too young for this moment. It's Harper, it's Castle, it's Wemby, and the vet that they have that's supposed to be the guy to calm everything, De'Aaron Fox, is making the most boneheaded mistakes right there with them.
Mm-hmm.
And the Knicks have been great. And it's no taking any credit away from the New York Knicks. They've played like a team. They've hit their shots. They play great defense. And they have been fantastic. So I'm guessing Game 5 will go the way of the Knicks, and they'll win the NBA championship tomorrow night. I'm guessing Jalen Brunson will be the MVP of the finals.
I'm not trying to take away anything from the job that Mitch Johnson has done, but I really wonder what this team would look like if Popovich was coaching this team. and not Mitch Johnson. And if Pop was able to coach this team through this finals and not just be like a piece that's there in practice and giving them pregame speeches and is like in the arena, if Greg Popovich was able to coach this team during games, what this team would be able to accomplish. Because, yes, you're right, De'Aaron Fox has not shown up as a veteran presence. But Popovich can be that guy and calm everybody down the way he has been able to coach and been through everything. Like if he was coaching, he'd be the best coach in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
What this team would look like, and if they would have never blown that 29-point lead if Popovich was coaching. I don't think.
It's fair to look at the coaching. There have been mistakes. I just think if you take Stephon Castle, for example, in like 3 or 4 years, will he allow the mistakes that take place to snowball an avalanche? Like, I feel like that's the type of guy in a couple of seasons will know that the game's going to get tougher at the end, right? Where fouls that were getting called earlier are not going to get called. You got to fight through it. You got to make the plays. Like, I just think there just needs to be a little bit of seasoning on the Spurs are just so young. They're clearly not, and Wemby is clearly not ready for the moment because he was rattled. If you're the best player and you want to be the face of the league, you got to do something offensively outside of just dribbling around the 3-point line and getting pushed around. He's got to get a move on the block where that's unstoppable, gets back to the basket, and utilize all the other parts of the game. I'm not trying to say he can't shoot from the outside or do any of that stuff, but you got to have a go-to move. That's what he doesn't have. He doesn't have a go-to, I can get a bucket no matter what off of this move. And I think that all takes time.
To be fair, though, the seasoning was supposed to take place during the Western Conference Finals, and they got through that.
Yeah, they did. So, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if San Antonio won 3 straight games here. We were talking about it yesterday. I mean, they won 60-plus games in the regular season. You can go look at their schedule. There are many times that they rattle off more than 3 wins in a row. So it is possible. I just think that the way that they've played, they have shrunk in the final minutes of these games.
I would be surprised. That would have to mean that they would go out and play their best basketball tonight, and that would mean that the Knicks would get...
Tomorrow night,
excuse me. And then the Knicks get very tight. Very tight for Game 6.
Well, they were tight in the first half of Game 4.
And then what?
I know.
And then the Wu-Tang Clan came out.
I know, yes.
The Wu-Tang Clan came out and brought the ruckus.
Yes.
And the Spurs never recovered.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. In about 5 minutes, Abdalla is going to give us his soup review for the World Cup of Soup. Group A, the soup has been selected. It has been delivered. He will give to us that soup review in just a couple of moments as the World Cup is here. It started yesterday. Team USA plays tonight. You know, Raj is not a soccer fan. You and I love soccer. We watch soccer. We watch the Premier League. We watch La Liga. We watch the big clubs around the world play. Raj, are there any questions that you have for us in regards to the World Cup? Because we're here to help. We're here to help.
You're here to help. You're here to help me. Okay,
Yes.
okay. I have some questions. You guys have answers as it relates to the World Cup.
We can try.
My first question, you just mentioned all the different leagues that you guys watch, all the great players, all the great teams. Okay. I am looking going into this as a fan of, say like basketball. And when FIBA comes together for like the World Cup or the Olympics, of course I watch and I root on America, but I'm not particularly like overly emotionally invested. It's just entertainment to me. For you guys, the soccer fan, is this just entertainment to you because it has no consequence in comparison to your beloved Premier League stuff? Or is this really the main event?
It's yeah. I think it's the main event. I think the World Cup matters, and it's civic pride, and it's pride for your country.
It's civic pride until a certain round because we have realistic expectations about how far they're going to go.
Yeah, but my point is like for other people.
Yeah,
like if
that's what I'm asking about for other people. If I'm who's the best team in the Premier League right now? Who's the best team in the Premier League?
Arsenal
won.
If I'm a diehard Arsenal fan living abroad, do I care how well my team does now in the World Cup? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Remember a couple of weeks ago, did you guys see in the news that in Paris there were like riots the night that Paris Saint-Germain won the Champions League? That will happen if France wins the World Cup.
And France is the favorite to win
the World
Cup.
And they're the favorite. So, yeah, the enthusiasm behind your country will be larger than the club support in many situations.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is
the largest event.
This is because then like the second level to this is like the continents.
Yes.
So there's like the Euros, there's like the African Cup.
Okay, that helps set the stage. Right now, I have like a couple more specific questions. Okay, again, I have grown up watching like football and basketball, and like when I was a kid, there'd be a clock, and when it hit 0, and if Michael Jordan shot it and it went in, the game was over. My understanding is soccer doesn't work this way. Can you please explain to me?
It's just the way it is.
There's a thing called injury time.
Yeah.
Great explanation there, Black. Very helpful.
I know.
Every time a player dives or
anytime the game
goes
is
out
stalled,
of bounds,
they
here's
add
the thing.
time.
The ref knows the time. We just don't know the time.
Yeah, it's true. He has a running clock.
He has a clock.
He is accumulating the amount of time wasted. So like it would be, Raj, it would be like if you're watching a football game, all that dead time where there's nothing going on, but the play isn't happening, right? Like you're waiting between the plays. If they said at the end of a football game in the NFL and said like, hey, we wasted 15 minutes of this afternoon based on reviews and challenges and all this stuff, we're going to attack that into the gameplay. So you, the fan, get your money's worth of seeing actual sports take place. That's loosely kind of what it is.
So I can't see a game winner buzzer be like this can't happen, right?
It's not likely.
No.
It's not likely, but usually what happens is once you pass the extra time added, they usually allow the team with possession of the ball to lose that possession before the match is called.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like Raj, if you are what you're pointing to is like a end of the game buzzer beater. Say the added time is over, so you're past it, and any moment the match could end, but the team that's down has possession and they're surging, they will let that play out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you kick it out of bounds, if the other team gets it and boots it away,
if you got a corner kick, they let you finish the corner kick.
Yeah, they will let it finish out.
Yeah.
But so, it's kind of unlikely to get buzzer beaters.
And they wonder why we don't watch it here. Okay, next up, we just watched in the Western Conference Finals in basketball. There was a lot of criticism of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder flipping and flopping all over the floor. My understanding, again, I'm not a fan, you guys are, is that this practice originated in that sport. Should I anticipate over these next weeks watching these games to essentially see an entire sport of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's flipping and flopping all over the pitch?
Okay. It depends on the country.
Yep. Some flop more than others.
A majority of the countries,
Please tell me here in America we don't do that.
In the Americans,
no, that's a problem.
Don't, and they're
they're
often criticized for it because
we're not good enough at flopping.
It's a competitive advantage.
Yes.
You get yellow cards.
Yes.
You generate red cards. You get free kicks. It's a competitive advantage.
Let's say we're too ethical, right? Like we're not trying to scheme the system. Like, so, I mean, yeah, absolutely. You will see countries do that, more countries than some, more than others. The other thing is like the South American countries or Central American countries, they're also feistier when it comes to soccer. Like you'll see more fights with those teams and like the pushing and like what they try and get away with, like grabbing and holding and the fouls in the match. You'll see that as well, which is it's cool to see the conflicting styles.
If you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/@Bleck and Abdalla show, you're going to see a lot of this motion.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to see a lot of this motion from people. Like going up to the refs, being like, come on, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, that's true. All
right,
should we answer your questions?
Yeah.
All right, Raj.
Enjoy the soccer.
Raj
everybody.
is in for the soccer. We will have the review of the soup.
The World's Game.
The World Cup of
beautiful
Soup.
game.
Yes, coming up next here on Westwood One Sports. The final round of the basketball season is here, and the DraftKings Sports app is now available in all 50 states.
Win every possession of the series all in one place with one app. New DraftKings customers can sign up with code B&A26 and spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days.
Raj is like, whatever.
I'm not
Whatever,
watching
guys.
this.
Yeah. That's code BNA26 for Bleck and Abdalla 26 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, bet tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, void in Ontario. Event contract trading with DraftKings predictions involve risk of loss. Sportsbook's bonus bets expire in 7 days. $50 in predictions dollars issued weekly for 3 weeks, expire in 1 year. Redeem one non-withdrawable reward. Availability varies. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends June 28th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
In Omaha, there's no tomorrow. The College World Series, where dreams are realized and seasons come to an end. Hear every pitch, every historic moment on the Westwood One Sports app. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Lee, after the soup, we
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. So the World Cup started up yesterday. Team USA plays tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. They'll be in Los Angeles. Home turf. Paraguay is the country the U.S. will face off against tonight in the match. We will be watching the soccer. We love soccer. Pay attention to it. But the way we will celebrate the World Cup here on the Bleck and Abdalla Show, we will feature a segment each and every day called the World Cup of Soup. No soup for you.
Bleck and Abdalla's World Cup of Soup.
Soup is good food.
Abdalla will take a look at the 12 groups in group play. He will select a country. He will find a soup here in the city of Chicago for said country, and he will taste test it right here on the show. Today's the first day, day one. Abdalla, the floor is yours.
All right, so as we start the World Cup of Soup, we begin in Group A. Group A consists of Mexico, Korea, Czechia, and South Africa, and we have chosen Korea. Korea is tied with Mexico for the lead in Group A as they beat Czechia yesterday 2-1. And we have gone with a soup called the Yokuzang soup. Is it a spicy beef soup from the Bongju market here in Chicago? It's a it's right by it's a gigantic market that also has like a food court.
Yes.
It's up on the north side of Chicago, right by the highway.
Okay.
Up on the north side of Chicago. And it's got like this huge food court and market, and I had to get I had to like pre-order this morning to make sure we get here in time. And it was, you felt the heft of the bag earlier.
I mean, easy there. I mean,
Look,
I just
look, I'm showing this. I'm showing this gigantic thing
easy.
of soup.
Easy.
On YouTube.com/
easy. Yes.
at Bleck and Abdalla Show. Look at this thing of soup.
It is a large soup. It is a very big soup.
It came with a gigantic thing of rice, about say like a, not a quart, but like a cup. This is like a quart. This is a quart. I think this is a quart thing of soup, and then like a cup of rice, and then 2 smaller things of kimchi. And then I had to assemble it myself.
You had to put it together. Now, if you're watching the show on YouTube,
it's a spicy beef soup. Now,
Bleck and Abdalla Show, you can watch Abdalla mix together his soup and his rice and his kimchi.
Roy, one of our producers, is Korean, and he suggested this soup, and he said it's spicy. He goes, "Can you handle spice?" And I go, "Yes."
You love spice.
I love spice. And he goes, "Okay, I hope you can, because here we go." All right, here we go. Hold on. First soup.
You were on a radio show.
Oh, man. Okay.
You moved away from the microphone
Yeah,
for
because
your
I wanted to hold
bite.
over. I wanted to hold over. Okay. So I got some of the rice. I got some of the kimchi. Okay. That's spice. Roy wasn't kidding. That's spicy. Not quite hot one spice. Okay, let me get some of the beef. Hold on. I'll go away from the mic again.
What? No, slurp into the mic.
He's going for the beef. Did he get the beef?
Yeah, I got the beef.
Okay.
That's a good shredded beef. It's a good quality beef.
He's a beefy boy.
That's a spicy beef.
Yes.
That's a really good soup. That's a good soup. Now,
Oh, wow.
it's hot outside.
Okay.
I don't know if this is a good soup for a hot day.
No?
Like today.
Why not?
But this is a good soup. This
How warm
this
is it today in the city of Chicago, guys?
It's like 85. It's going to get up to like 85 today.
How many soup deliveries do you think they get in Chicago on an 85-degree day in the middle of June?
Not a lot. There's like cabbage in the kimchi, obviously. There's some cucumbers. Where's that zucchini?
You got to talk into the mic.
I'm trying to look also.
How many times?
So this is...
I mean, Raj, he's sitting here talking.
I'm watching him. I'm watching him.
He's talking to the soup like it's a microphone.
Because the soup is my microphone right now. This is really good soup.
He's digging that soup, though. You can see
I would
it.
say
He's going after it.
Out of spice, out of
he's getting
the
after
spice
it.
out of 5. If 5 is the spiciest, 1 is the least spicy. I would say it's about a 2.5.
Okay.
It's about a mild, I would say.
All right.
Not quite a medium, but about a mild. You feel the spice, a lot of flavor. The shredded beef is delicious. The beef is great. Roy wasn't kidding. The
It's
rice,
spicy?
The rice adds to it. He said, make sure you get rice.
yeah.
And I go, they didn't say it comes with rice.
You love rice in a soup. Of
It
course.
just literally, the description was just one word in English and then a bunch of characters in Korean. And he goes, it's going to be good. He's like, then it's going to be good. And then it came with the kimchi. The kimchi definitely adds to it as well. I believe all it came was the broth and the beef. And then I had to add everything to it, which is great. I love assembling the soup because that means it doesn't just soak in it.
Yeah, it's a real deal soup.
I like that. I like that I have to assemble it because I don't want everything to get all soggy and together. So this is great. What a way to start the World Cup of soup.
Yes.
What a way to start. Out of 5 bowls of soup, we rate the soups on a 5-bowl system.
Okay. Strong entry to start.
4.5 bowls.
Whoa.
4.5 bowls. 4.5 bowls. 4.5 bowls.
I don't think he went that high in San Fran all of Super Week.
No.
4.5 bowls. 4.5
Although,
bowls.
Raj, if you recall, during the Super Week when we were there in San Francisco, he struggled to find some soups at times. It seemed like a bit of a struggle.
There were some chowders.
To find some soups. All right, so there you go. The World Cup of Soup. Yeah.
No soup for you. Bleck and Abdalla's World Cup of Soup.
Soup is good food.
Shout out to Roy.
Roy from way downtown.
Roy.
Bang.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That's good.
So there you go.
Whew, that's spicy. I don't know if you could handle this.
If I could handle it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You're a milk toast boy.
Oh, man.
I like spice. I had some spicy chicken last night.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you?
Of course. It was delicious. A spicy chicken sandwich. It was great.
Did you, though?
Some wings.
Did you?
A little kick.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
keep
there.
eating this.
Abdalla's gonna eat his soup. Yes, as he was talking to the soup. That's the most ridiculous part about the segment. He's sitting there talking to the soup. The microphone's like above his head.
That was so good. Oh, man. I can't wait to finish that later. That's so good. That was so good.
You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. It's an all calls welcome, all text welcome Friday here on the Bleck Abdalla show. I saw this text from earlier from the 630. They say, first-time texter, long-time listener of the Bleck Abdalla show. Love it. Since it's all calls welcome, I would like to say I am really missing the song of the night and updates from Bro Connor. Abdalla, can you explain those to our listening audience nationwide?
Okay. So we carried over some bits from our show when we were out in Chicago, including soup. Song of the night.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work on a national platform.
It's daytime out.
Sure.
I don't know if the national audience can handle Bro Connor.
Our friend Brian.
I don't know if Jim Rome can handle the lead-in that is Bro Connor.
Raj, what that segment is our friend Brian, who's a diehard Chicago White Sox fan.
Okay.
He would record us updates that were supposed to be about the White Sox, but like a true Sox fan in the city of Chicago, the only thing he would want to talk about are the Chicago Cubs. So that's what the texter is saying. Yeah. They also say, I understand you're a national now, but what's the summer without those two things? Hopefully you will address this, and I will find out when I listen on the podcast. That's Matt and Raleigh. Shout out to Matt and Raleigh texting the show.
In fact, didn't Brian text us something?
Oh, yes. He texted us a baseball report when we started the show.
No. Didn't he text us something about the White Sox this week, but it was just ended up being about the Cubs?
Yes. Yeah. It's a running joke here in the city that White Sox fans care more about the attention given to the Cubs than their own team.
Yeah.
A first-place team right now, by the way.
It's a better day when the Cubs
maybe that'll
lose
happen
than when the White Sox win.
A new football franchise in the city of Chicago. Who knows?
Let's see. We were talking about Sorsby earlier today and Texas Tech and their response from the 251. Here's the text. The best part of all this is that Notre Dame fans can finally put their feet up and enjoy not being the most hated team in college football.
Wow.
So that's pretty good. That's pretty strong.
That is true. We had that story earlier this week. The most hated team in the country is Notre Dame.
Here's this is a great text as well from the 209. Sorsby is a true American hero, fighting his addiction and improving his mental health by betting on his own game to help ensure victory and to support his teammates. It's wonderful. Put him in the Hall of Fame. Signed, Pete Rose.
Okay.
That's great. That is a great text. That's awesome.
That's a great text.
That's strong.
From Pete Rose, but to be fair, Pete never gambled against his team. He'll tell you that. He always bet on his team. And we know that Sorsby was betting unders, which is unfortunate. How would you like to be that guy? How would you like to be the quarterback that Sorsby's out here betting unders on? Be like, nah, you ain't throwing that many touchdowns. You ain't throwing that for that yardage today.
I think it's great. I think it's outstanding.
You ain't throwing that.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Are the Eagles ready to move on from A.J. Brown? By the way, have you seen some of the highlights from Patriots mandatory minicamp with A.J. Brown catching passes from Drake May? Looks good. Are the Eagles ready to move on? We hear from Nick Sirianni coming up next.
The Knicks are one win away from their first NBA title in over 50 years. New York can taste it. Up 3-1 in the series. Can they finish the job? Game 5 is in San Antonio. Tomorrow night, Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
If you missed any part of today's show, maybe Abdalla's soup review for the World Cup of Soup, you can check out our podcast on Apple and Spotify. Also, check us out on YouTube. Like and subscribe to our page, Bleck and Abdalla Show. That's where we have the live stream up each and every day right here, Westwood One Sports, Bleck and Abdalla Show on YouTube. Thank you to Raj and Lee for producing today's show. Jim Rome and the Jim Rome Show is coming up in 15 minutes right here on Westwood One Sports. Abdalla, I know that around the National Football League, mini camps are taking place. Teams are practicing. They're getting into the swing of things as they set their offseason program in motion. And then the teams will break apart in a couple of weeks, and then they will have their summer break and come back for training camp at the end of the summer. One big move in the NFL that changes the landscape essentially of a storyline that we've been following in the NFL throughout all of last season into this offseason was A.J. Brown and not really getting along and vibing with Jalen Hurts and the Eagles offense and just like everything that was surrounded by that. The fact that the Eagles also didn't accomplish what they wanted to last year, losing a home playoff game. Didn't work, and the offense stalled at many points along the season last season. So A.J. Brown now moved to the Patriots, and I saw a video of Drake May throwing to A.J. Brown, and looks good. I think A.J. Brown is definitely going to give the Patriots something that Stephon Diggs cannot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Stephon Diggs had a good season last year for the Patriots, but Drake May really has a true number one now as his wide receiver. How good is A.J. Brown to what he was like 4 years ago? I don't know if he's quite that, but it should be a pairing that makes a lot of sense. Nick Sirianni spoke to the media this week, and he had this to say about A.J. Brown and moving forward at wide receiver with the Eagles.
There was a lot of good years here, and we've done a lot of good things with AJ here. 2 times in the Super Bowl. I think he was All-Pro multiple times, Pro Bowl multiple times. So I would say it was a good run. But really excited about that room that we have. Devontae Smith has had a really good offseason, has had 5 good years of being an Eagle as well. Very, very productive, and excited that he's going to get extra opportunities. Really excited about Mekhi. Just has ability to catch the football, his toughness. Wicks, he has a very unique skill set of being able to get in and out of breaks and be really efficient at the line of scrimmage. For a guy that I've coached, has some Keenan Allen to him. So again, a lot of good things that have happened, and then really excited about that room.
So there you go, Nick Sirianni talking about the wide receivers, and the Eagles are ready to move on away from A.J. Brown.
I think they have been for a while. I think they have been since the midway point of last season. You saw this offense really struggle, whether it was because of Jalen Hurts kind of freelancing out there, of what that report from ESPN said, or whether it was A.J. Brown, a combination of all things, or mostly because that offensive line wasn't what it used to be. That offensive line breakdown was most of what it was. Saquon Barkley wasn't able to run the way he had in the past, and that kind of sets up everything. When your quarterback is under fire and you can't run the ball the way the Eagles are used to running the football, that kind of sets up the destruction of the entire rest of the offense. And yeah, you can say the guys aren't getting along and that Jalen Hurts is freelancing out there doing whatever he wants to because they're behind in games. Well, the year before they weren't behind in games because that offensive line was kicking everybody's ass. And last year they weren't. And so that was where the struggles were. And of course, yeah, when nobody's in pads at Patriots camp, everything looks great.
It always looks great at this time of year, right?
I'm not saying it's not going to. I'm sure that A.J. Brown and Drake May will have more success than A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts had last year. 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns is not good for A.J. Brown. It's good for a lot of other guys. It's not good for A.J. Brown. He should have more yards. He should have a lot more touchdowns. So for their sake, I'm hoping that they do, because that should be the go-to number one guy for Drake May next season. And if they want to get back to where they were last year, he's definitely going to have to be, and he's going to have way more than 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, and I think, the Eagles offense, could it be addition by subtraction? Could the distraction of A.J. Brown in this offense kind of lead to a better situation? I don't know. I think it might all go back to the quarterback. I was always under the impression that Jalen Hurts was a dude that knew what he was doing, and he was like great teammate. Everyone liked him, and he was a good quarterback. And then the piece that was released by ESPN pointing out that the coaches or people close to the team were upset with the way he calls his own plays in the huddle. Mm-hmm. He's freelancing out there. He called a play last season that's not even in their playbook, telling the players to go 4 verts.
Yeah, we don't do that here.
They don't do that. So, I don't know. I'm confused by it. And clearly he struggled last year. Mm-hmm. It does feel like Philly is setting themselves up for a pivot if they need to in this upcoming offseason. Not this year, but next year. If things don't work well with Jalen Hurts in 2026, I could see the Eagles pivoting away and trying to either draft a new quarterback or doing something else. And that's where we had the conversation about Baker Mayfield, right? If Baker doesn't have a long-term deal with the Buccaneers signed, there's going to be teams out there that are pretty decent that could be looking for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh could be one. Philadelphia could be one. You mentioned Cincinnati to me earlier. There are wild rumors and speculation that, hey, you know why the Rams drafted Ty Simpson? Because then they can offer him as a trade chip when they want to go get Joe Burrow in a year or two, when Matthew Stafford's done playing. I mean, Of course, there's nothing substantial actually reported on that, but I would believe it. If you told me 2 years from now that Joe Burrow is on the Rams and that the Rams traded Ty Simpson and other first-round picks in the future for Joe Burrow, I'd be like, yeah, it's what the Rams do. Right? Like,
yeah,
you wouldn't look at it any other way. It's just like that's how they handle their business.
I think Nick Sirianni is a really good head coach. I think that the talk of him every year when they struggle out the gate of him being on the hot seat is ridiculous. I think that the fact that he's gone deep into the playoffs multiple years, his ring, like that, like to me, the talk of him being on the hot seat is always ridiculous. Jalen Hurts is a guy that you can win with, but he also has to have a lot of things around him that go right. And a lot of quarterbacks do. Like, there's very few guys in the NFL that can do well with very little around them. And the deeper we get into the NFL, you've got the offensive lines have to be close to perfect. The running game has to be close to perfect. You have to have more than one number one wide receiver. Now you really have to have 2 number one wide receivers in a lot of cases, Like we just saw a team win the Super Bowl like the old way with defense and a running game and like an okay quarterback.
Yeah, but probably the best wide receiver in football.
Exactly, the best wide receiver in football, but also one of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they did it the old way. You know what I mean? Like they did it with the best defense in football, a great running game, a great wide receiver, and like a mediocre quarterback. Like, let's be honest, he's mediocre. Like he's like a top 15 quarterback. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's the definition of mediocre.
Yeah. See, that's what I don't even think Darnold supporters, if they're out there, I don't think they would fight you on that.
So, like, does that mean everyone needs to model themselves after the Seattle Seahawks? No, you don't. It just means that this year it did. And if if a few passes go the right way and a few other plays go the right way, we're talking about the Rams winning the Super Bowl and how you have to stack with all these star players. And we're talking about a completely different way to build a football team.
All right, predictions time for the weekend. All right, tonight, U.S. men's national team takes on Paraguay. 9 Eastern. You can watch the game on Fox. How do you think the U.S. fares in this first game?
I believe that they will win tonight.
I believe that they will win. I'm going to go with 2-0 win for the U.S. 2-0.
All right.
They get 3 points in the group.
It's pronounced 2-0.
I don't care. Game 5 tomorrow night. Knicks and Spurs. What do you think happens in that game? 8:30 Eastern, ABC television. Game 5.
I think it's over. I think Knicks win. Knicks in 5.
Spurs force a game 6.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going to go Spurs. And then game 6, Carolina and Vegas, Sunday, 8 Eastern, ABC. The cup will be in the house. Carolina can win the cup on Sunday.
I want game 7 so bad in that series, so let's go Knights.
Oh, okay. All right. You and I trying to beat the Raj on this. I can win the competition if Carolina wins.
I can't. I had Knights in 6, so I can't. So I need 7.
The Stanley Cup final has been fantastic.
Yeah.
To this point, a lot of goals, back and forth, good games. Can't wait to watch that as well. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. Jim Rome and the Jim Rome Show is coming up next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds.